Good morning, all of you. I, Dr. Sandeep Kumar, convener of the seminar, greet you all in this very morning of this day. As you all know, we are organizing a webinar on maximization of input use efficiency for doubling farmers' income. As we all know that we have increased our food grain production and we are self-sustained now. Even in this corona pandemic, all the sectors, all the sectors failed, even caused a very negative growth. But only this is the agricultural sector which positively grow. So, in this way, we can say that this is the only the sustainable activity of our agriculture, which is basically due to the our farmers. So, for raising the food grain production from the current level, we have to increase it again. If we see the target of 2050, then to feed the ever-growing population on arable land, we have to raise our food grain production from the current level. And even if we want to increase it again, it will be very difficult with climate change, resource scarcity, and environmental degradation. Out of the several farm inputs we are using, the nutrients and water hold the greatest promise that can pave, I think, that the way for doubling farmers' income if used efficiently. These two inputs are very precious and share huge expenditure incurred upon by our farmers. But contrary to above, a number of problems being witnessed today in agricultural sector along with environmental degradation, which are stemmed from the mismanagement of the fertilizer and irrigation, no doubt. These two inputs were the building blocks of green revolution next to use of improved crop varieties. The competition for these precious resources is increasing tremendously. Therefore, it is becoming very critical and important to optimize water and nutrient use efficiency. I think that to pursue the fastest and the most critical route to improve the productivity, the near-term strategy is increasing the input use efficiency. Instead of saying that yield per unit area, we should now talk about the yield per unit nutrient as well as consumption of per drop of water. Here we all virtually be in tandem to find the ways for maximizing input use efficiency for doubling farmers' income. The enhanced input use efficiency not only increase the productivity but also save the money incurred on purchasing these precious inputs besides safeguarding the environment and soil health. For deliberations on the theme of webinar, we have luminous dignitaries with us who have vast experience in the field. We are happy to have with us Dr. V.K. Singh ji, Head Division of Agronomy and Joint Director at IRI, Dr. D.K. Singh, Professor Agronomy at Govind Vallabh Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Pantnagar, and Dr. A.K. Singh ji, Principal Scientist at ICR Northeastern Region, Patna. I hope this seminar will come out with the concrete recommendations for deciding future course of action as well as for enhancing the input use efficiency, which will in turn help the farmers to grow further and to raise the productivity. So this was all about the seminar. Now I shall invite our principal sir, who is the force behind the conduction of this seminar. This corona period, no doubt, has more or less impact on each of us, and this challenge of this corona period has been converted into opportunity by our principal for engaging our all the faculty to all the departments in conducting the webinars and guest lectures. So I thank you once again, our principal sir, for being the instrumental and inspirational behind us. And now over to you, principal sir, for showering your blessings on us as well as extending the warm welcome. Principal sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sandeep ji. In this national webinar organized by Department of Agronomy of our college, eminent speaker Dr. V.K. Singh ji, Head Division of Agronomy and Joint Director, Indian Agricultural Research Institute, New Delhi. Second eminent speaker Dr. D.K. Singh ji, Professor Agronomy and Chief General Manager, Agriculture Farm, Govind Ballabh Pant, University of Agriculture and Technology, Pantnagar. And third eminent speaker, Dr. Anil Kumar Singh, Principal Scientist, ICR Research Complex for Eastern Region, Patna. Convener of this webinar, our very dynamic colleague, Dr. Sandeep Kumar, in charge of the Department of Agronomy and Associate Professor, and another very vibrant person, Dr. Omveer Singh ji, Associate Professor, Department of Agronomy of our college, who is the organizing secretary of this webinar, distinguished guests, respected participants, dear students, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I welcome you all from depth of my heart in this webinar on behalf of our college. As you know, Department of Agronomy has organized this national webinar on maximization of input use efficiencies in doubling farmers' income. Very relevant topic. And in this webinar, we have galaxy of eminent speakers from famous institutes of India, IRI New Delhi, Govind Ballabh Pant, University of Agriculture and Technology, Pantnagar, Patna, and very distinguished participants. And the credit for this that goes to Dr. Sandeep Kumar and Dr. Omveer Singh, who have taken pains to invite these eminent speakers here, and they have organized this national webinar. I congratulate Dr. Sandeep Kumar and Dr. Omveer Singh for this mammoth work which they have done. Now, the topic, very important topic, related with the doubling of farmers' income, which we hear generally from our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, that is how to double farmers' income. And this topic is related with that. I have nothing to say about it because three eminent speakers are here who will tell about this topic. Now, not taking much time, I take this opportunity again to felicitate and welcome our eminent speakers and distinguished guests in this national webinar. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, Principal Sir, for welcome address and bestowing your blessings on us. Now we are going to start our deliberations, and for that we have with us Dr. Anil Kumar Singh, the Principal Scientist. He is a very dynamic and young scientist at ICR. Dr. Anil Kumar Singh ji did his schooling from the reputed university of our country, Chandrasekhar Azad, University of Agriculture and Technology, Kanpur, as well as Govind Vallabh Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Pantnagar. Presently, Dr. Singh is working as principal scientist at ICR Regional Center, Patna. Dr. Singh has made valuable contributions in the area of plant genetic resources. He has developed nutritionally rich two fava bean varieties, namely Swan Suraksha and Swan Gaurav. His inventive contribution in field of plant genetic resources management has been recognized by Indian Society of Plant Genetic Resources New Delhi by awarding him ISPGR Fellow 2018. Dr. Singh has standardized various practices so that he got recognized as NAS Associate Fellow in 2014. He has published more than 100 research papers, 9 books, 15 book chapters. He possesses an illustrious academic record with around 10 numbers of awards and distinctions. Out of that, the important one are Associate Fellow of NAS, Associate Fellow Indian Society of Agronomy, and a long list is there. He is also the founder chief editor of Journal of Agri-Research, Akshay Kheti and Krishi Manjusa. ICR has awarded Ganesh Shankar Vidyarthi Hindi Patrika Puruskar 2014-15 for Akshay Kheti, and a book on Jaiv Gatishil Kheti has been awarded by Government of India Raj Bhasha Gaurav Award 2018. He is a very dynamic person and young and also the kind person. Now I invite Dr. A.K. Singh for his dedication. Now over to you, Dr. A.K. Singh. Please start.
Thank you very much, Sandeep. Hope my voice is clear to all of you.
Yes, sir.
I'm really thankful to the organizer, Dr. Omveer Singh, Dr. Sandeep, and the pattern Professor Naresh for principal of the Chaudhry Chotu Ram College, Muzaffarpur. I'm really feel happy to share my views on this occasion, this one-day webinar. The topic is very pertinent, as Dr. Sandeep told, and even our chief pattern told, that what is the relevance of the doubling farmer incomes. As we know, without maximizing the resources, the inputs, we cannot double the farmer's income. So for B people who engage in the management process, that is agronomist, or what it is to manage the thing, to excel the things, to optimize the production, productivity, and the quality of the things. So there is so many factors which are involved in the production system, as rightly pointed out by the Dr. Sandeep, that there is water, there is nutrient, there is seeds. If you talk about the contribution about the different component in case of rice, you will find that 4 to 5% has contributed by the seed. Seed or fertilizer contribute 12 to 13%, and in case of water management, pani, it's contribute around 12 to 13%. These are the contribution of the things in case of rice, because rice is the mean mostly of the dozen. You know, there is one very famous song which was taken from the film Soar, which was picturized in 1972. Pani re pani, तेरा रंग कैसा जिसमें मिला दे लगे उस जैसा. Let's start with this saying that how water is important for the life. We can't think that without water our life can be sustained. Hope my slide is visible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first I would like to say that famous quotation from the Rig Veda, that Acharma Divya Krishas with Ramash Bahman Manyas, means do not gamble, do agriculture and earn money with with honor. And second proverb, the great poet, the great astrologer, the great agriculture scientist, the Ghak said, Uttam Kheti Madhyam Ban, Nikis Chakri, Bhik Nidan. No need to explain this proverb. And second one, खेती पाती बीनती और घोड़े की तंग अपने हाथ संभालिए चाहे लाखों कोई संग. This clearly indicates that every work, including agriculture, writing letter, requesting, even riding the horse, you have to take everything, every step, you have to do each and everything by own. Agriculture is not exception. As you know, our first Prime Minister told, everything can wait, but not agriculture. This is much more than giving the emphasis on agriculture, or role of agriculture and importance of agriculture in our daily life. Regarding doubling forward income, this was first time our honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi was told during his farmer gathering at Bareilly. The date was 28 February and today is 28 November. What is the coincidence? 28 February and 28 November. This. So all we and everyone is working for the agriculture, working for the farming system. This is a good coincidence. So for doubling forward income, Government of India has taken lead, and for this Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare has taken lead, and the things was conceptualized by the Honorable Professor Swaminathan, and he has given presentation to the Honorable Prime Minister, and on a sequence and event has been taken place, and on the 8th March of 18 during the director conference, the whole agenda item was settled and was given to the respective state. What was the key consideration for these doubling forward income is documents. These are, you just see these are few of 6-7 of focal theme. Agroecology. If you are considering, if you are going for the doubling forward income, you need to be consider the agroecology of the state, land use and cropping pattern of the state, important development indicators of the state, and infrastructure of agriculture pertaining to agriculture in the particular state, and what is the government program running in the particular state, and the major constant, and what the productive gap of the state. This should be taken care. And based on the mammoth discussion and the deliberation, government of India has come to the conclusion, and they decided there is a 5 thrust area. Horticulture. If you talk about horticulture, since independence, the horticulture has given growth of 10 times. Production has been increased 10 times. In case of livestock, the production of egg is gone 50 times more. In case of milk, is around 10 times more. In case of fishery, is 15 times more. Now it's time to go for agroforestry and post-harvest management. These are 5 key areas where we have to discuss if you want to double forward income by 2020 or at quickest possible time. What is the flashback of what was the agriculture state of agriculture in India during pre-green revolution? We have just to have a flashback. This is the $1 million pick. If you see this week, if you find that there is two person, one is one lady belong to us, that is Mrs. Indira Gandhi, and then that the Prime Minister of India, the Iron lady. Then other one is very rightly said, that is the US President Mr. Lyndon B. Johnson. This was date again. You just see 28 March. So 28, the date of 20 is coinciding with the agriculture, whether it is 28 March 1966 or 28 February 2016 or today, 28 November. So what was the deliberation? The PL 480. You know, India was taking food as assistance from the US under PL 480. During 60, our production was just 80 million ton. But 25% of our food secured from the import. 16 million ton we have importing from the US, and during that time, the US has vigorously imposed their terms and conditions for giving their food as assistance, food for peace under PL 480. And see the things. During Green Revolution, the gentleman Professor Swaminathan, Honorable Swaminathan was there, and for doubling forward income. He is also instrumental for doubling forward income. Under those two scenarios, doubling forward, either this is now in the current situation, either doubling forward income, or in case of Green Revolution, the instrumental person was none other than Mr. Swaminathan. So, and during that time, we were facing very rough patches. 2 are consecutive war, one from China, one from and another from the Indo-Pakistan, and 2 consecutive famine, 1965 and 1966. India was crumbled and on the knee for the food. And during that time, during pre-grain revolution era, the US has come, and the first time in Indian history, our currency was devaluated heavily, and to the tune of 36.6%. Our currency was devaluated. This is the first time our currency was devaluated, and rest is the history. And that time we were shift to band. You just see the graph, how much food grains we were importing to feed our nation. And now you see, during 61, our production on 82, we were importing 16 million ton, around 25% of this our total food requirement has been met out from the import. Now, during 2020, our food production has gone to 295.67 million ton, and the target for this year is around 300 million ton. This is the total scenario of the agriculture production and productivity of the India. If you compare, you can find that the horticulture production has crossed the total food production of India. This can be clearly visible, the scene, how the horticulture production has been marched ahead. It was in 2010 when the horticulture production has crossed to the Indian food production, and they has maintained their pace, and their production is higher right now. Right now, their total production in 2020 is 315 million ton. If you see in this graph, this is nothing but you just see at the time of independence, our agriculture contribution in GDP was 50%, which is less than 15%. After that, right now it is less than 15%. What is water? Now we are going to discuss about water because our topic is to discuss the role of water in agriculture and the total agriculture production. You just see form of water. What a unique product, the water, H2O. It is in all the three states, whether it's solid, whether it's liquid, or whether it's gaseous form. It's coming to all three forms. If you see the value, the characteristic of water, you can find the freezing point is 0, melting point is 0, boiling point is 100, and maximum density is 1. These are a few characteristics of the water. We don't have to discuss all these things. Yes, you can see the magic of the water. There is one molecule of oxygen joined together with the two hydrogen. The distance between oxygen and hydrogen ion, the angle is 104.45 degree, and the distance between hydrogen and oxygen is 95.85 picometer. Picometer is nothing. It is just 10 to the power minus 10 meter. So this is the chemical structure of water. The magic, if you find the water is dipolar in nature, because water is dipolar in nature, you just see the both the atom, whether it's hydrogen or whether it's oxygen, both are negatively charged. But oxygen is more negatively charged, and the value of electrogravity is 3.5 in case of oxygen, whether in case of hydrogen is 2.1. That's the magic play. And water is a covalent type, the covalent type of water, and the polarity of water is like this. What the importance of life? We cannot think of life without water. So water is source of life. If we go any planet, we search only water. We never search oxygen or other, but we search for water. The role of water. If you know, numerous role of water has been well decided, well defined, right from our daily metabolism, dispersal of seed, and so many things are there, which is the role of water in our life. How water move in the plant? You just see water is absorbed by root hair, and it's go to the xylem biocortex cell, and through xylem it go to top of the leaf, and there they transparent. What the role of this? During transpiration, they maintain the turgidity, temperature, and also execute several work related to metabolic activities. If you talk about the position of what is the position of water or other natural resources, and what the Indians say, what is the fund that 3/4 of the earth mass is covered by the water, but the usable water, the fresh water is only 2.4%. India is the house of the 16% of world population, but the availability of water out of 2.7%, our share is in that fresh water is only 4%. availability of water per person at the time of 1951 was 53,000 meter cube, which is drastically reduced. And if we reduce to 1,000, this will be a very alarming situation. You just see the water availability and the population. Population is increasing, the water availability per person is decreasing. If you see, the rain-fed area is around 51%, and irrigated area is around 68.4 million hectares, which is around 48%. This is a very good sign because when we were a student, the total area under rain-fed is around 66%. Only 1/3 area was under irrigated canal. This situation, this scenario was around up to 1995-96. Now, and you show what is the single deciding factor of any productivity of agriculture, because water is the source. Water is the carrier for nutrient. Water is the carrier for each and everything. If there is no water, there is no moisture, then your seed quantity will less, your fertilizer requirement less, because if you go for more if you go for higher density, higher nutrient application, then your plant may be died. Your water will be plant will be died due to the less availability of water during the mid cycle. And the productivity of irrigated ecosystem productivity is around 3 ton right now. In case of rain-fed, it is around 0.8 ton. You just see as the irrigation facility increased, the grass crop area has been increased. Grass crop area has been increased. Area sold more than once had been. A total grass irrigated area has been increased, and this will be indirectly influence the total production and productivity of the agriculture system. If you talk about the water management, we must know how much rainfall, where maximum rainfall is, where minimum, what is the evaporation, and where minimum evaporation is taking place, and where maximum evaporation is taking place. And one thing is very much important: where is the waterlogged area? Around 8.3 million hectare, 8.33 million hectare is waterlogged area, which is around 6% of total cropped area of the India. And there is a considerable amount of the saline soil, which is due to the water. One and another factor is water due to particularly especially in the canal fed areas. So what is the major water management characteristic? Since we are discussing the water managing water for improving water productivity in agriculture, water productivity in total. So there is few things which we have to take into consideration. The infrastructure. In India, in a country like India, which is underdeveloped, developing country, the infrastructure is very meager. For the condition of farmers is very meager, very pitiable, and recurrent flood and drought is the one of the thing, especially in the the eastern region, northeast region, and this is a recurrent phenomena in each and everywhere due to the impact of the climate change. Seasonal flooding and water congestion is now a common phenomena. Secondary water logging in irrigated bed, especially in the canal fed areas, as I told. There are few 3, 4 findings also there. That untimely and unavailability of supply of irrigation water, lack of scientific knowledge, low level of adoption of modern technology, and then lack of policy research is hampering the improving water productivity. As of now, Indian agricultural water productivity is less than 1. In case of rice, you can find it less than 0.5. In case of cereal, wheat, it is around 0.8. But if you can grow leafy vegetable and other bulky things, your water productivity will be increased. So what is the strategy for efficient water management? There is 3, 4 things we have to manage. We have to manage efficiently rainwater. We have to manage rainwater. We have to manage canal water. We have to manage groundwater. And the third one, most important thing, on-farm water management. On-farm water management, this work is for we people, the agronomists, where we can water scheduling, the different approach for the managing on-farm water management and management of water logged area. As India contains 6% major chunk, one of the major chunk, 6% area is under water logged. So we have to think about the managing water to increase water productivity in nutshell. So how we manage rainwater management? Rainwater management is especially designed or considered for the area where the less water precipitation is there, less rainfall is there. So we need rainwater harvesting. We need to to construct well, check dam, all these things, and this harvested water we have to use multiple use. We have to multiple use the harvested water and for life saving water irrigation. And in case of water management in canal fed areas, we have to manage. You can see the head end and the tail end. One crop is wasted due to high moisture, other is due to lack of moisture. So participatory water management in canal fed area is crucial for improving water productivity and land productivity. And there is a need to create a reservoir in the area, in the canal fed area, adjacent reservoir. You just see the one adjacent reservoir is created, and we have to go through sunken bed system for the crop production. In case of groundwater management, groundwater, India is ample amount of water, groundwater. We hardly utilize 30% of that groundwater reserve we have, and because the energy need for the pumping of the groundwater, so very judicious use of this groundwater is need of the hour. So, and the multiple use of groundwater is utmost required. Social mechanism is to be encouraged for groundwater marketing, because the water pricing and water budgeting is required. Adoption of irrigation schedule is much more required, because water is very pricey. Adoption of water and energy efficient method of system, and to lifting of the water. And on-farm water management, we agronomists generally do on-farm water management. How to irrigate means method and system of irrigation. How to irrigate, how much to irrigate, quantification of whether we go simply just surface wetting, or standing water, or pounding water 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter, as per the requirement of crop. And when to irrigate, scheduling of irrigation water, there is so many things to schedule the irrigation. Soil moisture base, or agrometeorological base, or the crop sensitive base, the physiological stage of the crop. These are 3-4 things, because we want to feed the crop. So the best one is to schedule irrigation as the physiological stages, critical stages. Management of waterlogged area, this is a critical thing. If you want to produce agriculture water productivity, we have to definitely improve the productivity of the waterlogged area. As one thing very clear, around 40% of biodiversity of fauna and flora is inhabited in the waterlogged area, in the water reservoirs. So this is also very good for the balancing of the biodiversity. So multiple use of waterlogged area is very much essential. You have to go for duckery, fishery, and this sunken bed and raised bed condition for taking some water loving crops. If you want to improve your water productivity, you have to go for leisure land leveling, zero tillage, direct seeding, FIRB planting. These are 3-4 things. If you adopt this thing, our water productivity, our agriculture productivity will enhance by 10 to 15%. What would be our priority for efficient water management? There is need for holistic approach. There is need of holistic approach for sustainable water management, and inventarization of this is what we have right now, on how we have to distribute, how we have to use the judicially and efficiently to improve our water productivity and crop production and land productivity. And groundwater management is utmost required, especially in those areas where the canal fed irrigation is not there. Only groundwater has to be used. And the promotion of soil operator or lifting devices is much more important, especially for micro irrigation. Here at Patna, we have developed this very efficiently for small farmer, 1 acre farmer, 2 acre farmer, and the 1 HP water pump, 2 HP water pump. So according to their need, small farmer or marginal farmer, here at Patna we have developed the thing, and for the small farmer, small or marginal farmer, especially for the solar operated water lifting devices. Yes, there is of course there is need for local specific IFS model for small and marginal holders. Here at Patna, we have developed 1 acre model, 2 acre model, and a half acre model for upland situation, for wilderness situation, and for the waterlogged area or waterlogged places, because Bihar is having abundant area under waterlogging situation at different time, different level, and different heights. Yes, we know that there is a lot of groundwater pollution. In fact, in case of bank of Ganges, the fluoride content, the arsenic, and heavy metal. These are the few things which we are now uplifting from the ground level due to parent material. So we have to judiciously use these heavy metals, whether it's arsenic or fluoride contaminated waters. Crop diversion will definitely improve your land productivity as well as water productivity, because this will give you variety of choice to improve our water productivity. There is some location specific priority for improved agriculture water productivity. We are going to discuss right now these things. What is the those priority for rain-fed region? So water management in watershed based in participatory approach is much more important, and the rejuvenation of old neglected and abandoned traditional rainwater harvesting system like tanks or hard pans, which was created in way back, and now they are due to sedimentation, due to encroachment, has been blocked, so defunct. So we have to re-energize, rechannelize for storage of water and recharging of our water system. Rainwater harvesting and judicious use is utmost important in rain-fed areas where the irrigation system is not well placed, especially the canal water, where only less precipitation is there and groundwater is only source for irrigation. And promotion of conjunctive use of surface water and groundwater in canal command area is very much important, and exploring shallow tube bed. This is very much important in case of when we are going to plant rice. The canal is open at different time. Our need of water is different time, especially for raising of nursery. Then that time we can use groundwater for raising nursery, so that we can manage 10 to 20 days time. We can save 10 to 20 days time, and in cropping system this will be very much crucial for taking crop in a rotation. Priority for waterlogged area. As we know, around 8.33 million hectare is consist of waterlogged, which is around 5.9% area. Waterlogging is caused by two, both are one natural and that is man-made. Natural, as you know, due to the nature of the topography and slow drainage of the slow infiltration of the water in that particular soil, and heavy water loss due to seepage in canal command area. There is two type of water line. One is man-made, one other is the natural. So what would be our priority for these area, especially if effort should be taken for utilizing sunken and raised bed, as you seen this, and taking, in case of waterlogged area, you can go for makana cultivation, you can go for chestnut cultivation. Even you go for refuge area, you can go for fish cum duckery, fish cum makana, fish cum chestnut. These are some appropriate combination which we are tried here in Bihar location for the waterlogged area. What are priority for the irrigated ecosystem? Of course, as I told, participatory on farm water management is crucial to improve our land and water productivity. Integrated farming system is the timely intervention right now to sustain the family requirement and to balance the budget. Need for import forward with the improved technologies packages, including new crop management practices with relation to water management and other location specific requirement. For drainage, we can use eucalyptus drum stick jamun as a bio drainage agent in case of shallow water logging or periodical logged area, so that after a few days we can go for the pre-rabi cropping or timely rabi sowing. What was the potential and realization of water management? There is need to invest systematically to realize the water management and to improve the agriculture productivity as a whole. So there is need for small investment in case of say sprinkler irrigation, sprinkler system, drip system, micro sprinkler, and so many small intervention is needed for 1 acre, 2 acre small farmers, so that water productivity can be optimized. And there is huge amount of investment, and for that PPP mode, public private partnership mode investment is needed, because there is need of massive capital for increasing canal command area, developing groundwater, and landscape management of flood prone area through creation of dam or an interlinking of rivers. These are 4-5 points which need massive investment, and if we able to do in coming days, decade 1 or 2, in 2 decade, our agriculture productivity will boom, and our production will definitely boost like anything. And these are some other things where we need heavy investment for contingency planning, for storage structure, for water harvest, creation of water reservoir pond, locations for production and their marketing like makhana, value addition of and price support for these lesser known crop, and but they are nutritionally rich crops for the areas. So there is also need to focus on a specialized agriculture zone, just like the specialized economic zone has been decided by the government of India. So community based advanced agriculture zone has the requirement for the things. So there is need to go for this. If, as you know, our presence in the world, agriculture export is very less. It is around 2.5%. Our export is 37 billion US dollar, which is less than the small country like Taiwan, like Indonesia, like Malaysia. So we Thailand. So we have to increase our influence to the world market. For that, we need a special advanced agriculture zone. If you, since time is constant, so I would like to escape all these slides, because rice and wheat is the major component crop, which is constituting more. Right now, rice production is 116 million ton, and wheat is 106 million ton. These are staple food. So I thought I will discuss the thing about the scheduling of irrigation of rice and wheat cropping, but time is not permitting. So I'm just skipping the things and how to irrigate the things of the agriculture system. So no need to discuss all these things. So I'm just skipping the things. So I would like to say, this is the journal which we are publishing. I would like to invite all of you as to kindly submit their article in this journal, and even people can publish their Hindi article in this Krishi Shodh Patrika, Krishi Manju, which is in Hindi, and this is online Patrika E-Kheti, which is online Patrika. You all are welcome and to join hand and to submit their article. At last, I would like to say, Rahiman Pani Rakhiye, Bin Pani Shapshun, Pani Gain Ubre, Moti Manas Shun. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. Dr. A.K. Singh ji has deliberated upon the improving agriculture water productivity through efficient water management. He started the thrust areas for doubling farmer income, green revolution, impact of EL 480 up to the current level. He also described in detail the strategy for efficient water management, including the groundwater, rainwater, canal water, and on-fall water management. The resource conservation technologies for water management, as well as the location-specific priorities for efficient water management, has also been discussed by him in detail. I think that this water productivity we have to enhance if we want to raise the farmers' income, and also to reduce the expenditure incurred by the farmers on utilization of more and more water. Thanks once again to Dr. A.K. Singh ji. Now we have another speaker, Dr. Dhananjay Kumar Singh ji with us. We are very privileged to have with us. Dr. D.K. Singh ji shall deliberate upon efficient input management for organic farming in present scenario. Let me introduce him. Professor D.K. Singh ji is presently working as professor in Department of Agronomy, as well as he also holds another portfolio in university, that is Chief General Manager, Directorate of University from Govind Ballabh Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Pantnagar. Dr. Singh did his graduate and postgraduate from Agra University, Agra. He has guided 3 PhD students, 11 masters, including one student from ETH University, Zurich, Switzerland. Professor Singh has been instrumental for making the organic vision of Uttarakhand state and developed the package and practices for organic production system for plain as well as hilly areas of Uttarakhand. He has published 67 research papers in national and international journals, one book, 20 book chapters, one lab manual, 15 popular articles, and also many lectures in compendium and seminars, symposia. He also organized several trainings, workshops, symposia, brainstorming sessions on organic farming, as well as on radio and series talks. He had presented research achievements on organic farming in various conference workshops held abroad, mainly at Thailand, Turkey, China, Switzerland, Indonesia, and France. He has also done research on sustainable organic basmati production in collaboration with HELVES, Swiss Incorporation, and ETH University Zurich, Switzerland during 2012 to 2017. Under his supervision, a network project on organic farming and All India coordinated research project on rice agronomy have been awarded as Best Center of ICR during 2015 and 2016, respectively, consecutively for the 2 years in a row. He has also been awarded as the Faculty Excellence Award 2020 by College of Agriculture, Govind Ballabh Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Pantnagar. Now, I shall invite Dr. D.K. Singh ji for his talk on efficient input management for organic farming in present scenario. Now, over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. And thanks to the OMB, respected principal of the college and other dignitaries and their listeners who are attached with this program. So I am going to present the information or input management on organic farming. Let me, yeah. So, dear friends, as an agricultural scientist, as agriculturists, we have the several challenges to feed the nation in the growing population, and challenges is also to feed the nation with the sustainability in terms of productivity, sustainability in terms of economic sustainability in terms of ecological sustainability. So organic farming is the one of the area which is the answer of all type of this sustainability. So I'm going to present, and the most of the photographs and the results, all these are my own experiences which has been generated at Pantnagar. Some facts we talk about, some facts, 186 countries involved in the organic production. The total world area is 71.5 million hectare. Highest area is in Australia. There are total 2.8 million producers in the worldwide. India is having number of producers highest in the world. More than 11 lakh producers are there. And most of the producers, they are the marginal, because in India, maximum farmers are small and marginal farmers. So producers are also, organic producers are also small and marginal producers are there. The world market, which has been reached to the 96.7 billion euros, the highest market, which contributes 45% of the total market, that is 40.6 million euros, which is in US. In India, 2.29 million hectare total area is there. Almost all the crops are being grown in India as an organic crop, organic production is going on. The growth of organic farming in India, though it's 22%. If we see the growth of agriculture, it's 2 to 3%, range is 2 to 3%. But the organic farming growth is very high. Another fact is there is myths that the organic crop is uh, poor, or you can say the productivity. Somebody says that a lot of persons they say the organic productivity is less, but this is not correct. If you see these photographs, so almost all the crops very well can be grown under organic production system, and this very good crop is there. Organic farming basically based on the four principles. The basic principle is the health, which total organic farming is dependent on the health. Health of the soil is the primary aspect, health of the human being, health of the animals, health of the ecology or environment. So all these basic base is the health, then the ecology because it's a living system and whole agricultural system is the living system. We must maintain that living system. Cares cares the present generation, cares the future generation because in most of the area, if you see the high productive areas, in the most of the area we are producing on the cost of future generation. If you see future generation in relation to the soil health, if you see the most of the area, more than 50% area is micronutrient deficient. Most of the area nowadays is deficient in the organic matter. And fairness with the all parties, those who are involved in the production system, whether the farmer, whether the retailer, whosoever is there. So on these four principles, organic farming is dependent. If we see, I'm not going to detail in the this objective. Objective is basically produce the food with the higher nutritional. So we are talking nowadays the nutrition per hectare or per acre. We are not talking about only tonnage in the productivity. How much nutrient we are producing, that's most important. Work with the natural system, maintain or increase the soil fertility. These are the some basic principles. The organic basic objectives for the organic production system is that. If we talk about the management, so my whole this presentation is in the two aspects. One is the management, and other aspect is the sustainability. So if we talk about the management, organic farming system is the holistic approach and holistic management system. If we are entering into the soil or entering into the field, we must think of all the aspects from seed to seed. Compost, what type of compost should be there, what type of seed should be there, how the soil health can be maintained, whether the economically is there, how to manage the nutrient, how to manage the diseases. All these things are holistic approach. It's not only single approach. Even if we are doing the tillage, we must think of all the things, nutrient, because if more tillage, so the carbon burning will be there. We must think of the nutrient availability, we must think of the carbon availability, we must think of the even minimum tillage is also required to maintain the weed, to maintain the even to manage the insect, pest, disease, all these things. So it's not only single approach, it's a very holistic approach and a very experienced thing is there. So in the management, first aspect comes the seed, very good healthy seed. If the resistant variety is there, then it's very much okay. Then within the resistance variety, seed should be healthy, seedlings should be healthy. It must be treated with the trichoderma, pseudomonas, bioagents. So the healthy seed should be taken. Then the monitoring the soil fertility is very much important. And we talk about even if fertility, generally people we used to say that the properties, soil properties, but in organic term, it's not a property, it's a physical property, chemical property, and biological property. Chemical property is very much dependent on the physical property and biological. It's a very much interlinked. So we should not think of only one aspect, biological aspect, or physical aspect, or chemical aspect. It's a very much interlinked in the organic production system. I'm audible or not? I'm audible?
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Yes, sir. And visible also. So and this not only this interlinkages, even the constitutionalization of farm labor manure and nutrients. Whatever farm generated nutrient sources are there, we must think of that sources should not be losses. That sources also be maintained. That sources also be proper managed, because if we see in the generally we have observed that the farmer, they take the compost and leave the make the small heaps and leave into the soil as such. So this should also be managed very well at the farm level. Then the feed the soil is the very basic aspect into the organic farming system, because people in general used to ask what is different between the chemical and organic farming plant takes in the form of ionic form. So the because if we are using the fertilizer, we are directly feeding to the plant. Here we are using the fertilizer. First we have to feed the soil, then the soil in turn will feed the plant. So all the holistic approach here in the monitoring of chemical properties, because the chemical properties are directly dependent on the physical and biological property. So chemical property, that means in the available form, nutrient, whether in the available form is there or not, then the nutrient mineralization, that must be taken care of. Whether nutrient source, whatever you are using, that is mineralizing or not mineralizing, availability is there or not. Then the losses, because the losses is also there in the nutrient in the organic production system. If low CN ratio sources you will apply, then the losses will be more. If the high senior ratio sources will be applied, then the mineralization will not be there. So this must be, think of losses, think of mineralization, think of the total availability, all these things that must be taken care of. And this is a totally scientific and experience based, this nutrient management. And in the nutrient management, monitoring of the nitrogen is very important under organic farming system. Temporal demand of the crop, one should must know, and to cope up that demand, what sources you are taking to cope up the demand of the crop, that also temporal demand and temporal supply. This is totally based on the scientific as well as the experience based. So this should also be considered, because it has been observed the nitrate leaching is also there from the organic soil. So therefore so the losses must be checked in the organic also. And the conventional, though the conventional losses in the conventional is more, but the losses from organic is also there. So these are the some of the sources which must be managed, which is very good source. That is the green manure of Sesbania, green manure of Sunham. These are the very good source under organic farming system. And the azolla is also one of the source under for organic production system. Then the compost. Compost should not be simple used under organic production system. It must be fortified. And it can be fortified by the several ways. If the acidic soil is there, then lime can be added. These are the natural sources. If the phosphorus deficient soil is there, then the rock phosphate can be added. If the general compost is there, then the microbial consortia can be added, biofertilizer can be added. If then this compost can be made as a vermicompost. So the simple compost, my view is that the simple compost should not be used. The compost must be fortified either through the biofertilizer or through the microbial consortia or through the bioagents or through the rock phosphate or whatever the minerals are there which is permitted to the organic farming system that can be used before the use of the compost, because the simple compost is having very less quantity of NPK. Even the nitrogen is only 0.5%. And if you are fortifying, then the nitrogen content will increase. If you are also adding with the neem cake or other cakes, so nitrogen content will be more. If you are also added with the some poultry manure, other manure, but that should be from the organic way of production, so their the nutritional quantity will be increased. So the simple compost should not be used, and the making of compost is the totally scientific based. It should not be simple heap making this heap compost that should be used in the organic farming system, because before the making the compost, it must passes through the thermophilic phase, then the mesophilic phase, then the fortification. So the three way of the compost making is much more important under organic production system. So that if you are making the compost for the conventional system, that will be deeper for if you are making the compost for the organic system. So for the organic system, it must be keep in your mind, the compost should be decomposed, well rotted compost. So for well rotted rotting, there are the consortia, microbial consortia is there. It must be fortified with bioagent. Bioagent can be added there. If you are fortifying with the biofertilizers, so biofertilizers, their proliferation will be there. Free living nitrogen bacteria is there, so the nitrogen content will be more. If you are adding with the rock phosphate, then the phosphorus content will also be increased. So it should be before use, it should be fortified. Then the use of multi-purpose microbial bacteria or microbial fertilizer or biofertilizer, that multi-purpose microbial consortia, that is very much important. If you see the pseudomonas that mineralize the micronutrient, that mineralize the phosphorus, that also protect the plant because it's a predominant nature, that also protect the plant from the diseases, soil-borne diseases. So these multi-purpose microbes must be used. Then these biofertilizers, this can be used through the compost. Then the liquid organic manure. There are the several liquid organic manure which are being available nowadays. Panchagabya is one of that one. Cow urine is another one. Vermilechates are, neem cake leachates are, several leachates are there that can be used as a source of nutrient through the foliar application. I went to Switzerland. I have seen in the organic farm, they are making the slurry here. They are making the slurry here and pouring in the field directly. So this is also, if not that big bay, the small bay that can be also used. If we are having the gobar gas, so gobar gas slurry can be directly used into the field. So in the nutshell, I have observed, because I am working since 2006 in organic farming system, I have the experience that the integrated approach of organic, integrated, not only integrated organic, inorganic and bio, integrated organic source, say for the compost, say for the vermicompost, say for the neem cakes, say for the enriched compost, say for the biofertilizer, say for all these, that is very well suitable for organic production system. And the soil must have more than, this is the benchmark which I have developed as per my experience. The available N should be this much, organic carbon should be this much, available P, available K, available S. And with the integrated, because FYM has their own role. FYM responsible for the long-term carbon buildup. Vermicompost, enriched compost, they are having their own role. They are low CN ratio, they mineralize very fast, and cope up with the immediate crop demand. Neem cakes, other cakes, they are also responsible for the even control the some insect, control the some termites, all these things, and they are the very good source of nutrient also. So the integrated approach, integrated, it's not integrated in the, don't be confused with the integration, integrated among the organic sources, and keeping in mind CN ratio of the source, whatever you are using. Some source should be high CN ratio to long run buildup of organic carbon. Some source should be low CN ratio, carbon nitrogen ratio, which immediately release the nutrient which cope up the demand of the crop. So that is very much important in terms of nutrient. Then the organic farming is good for the biodiversity, and biodiversity is good for the organic agriculture. Whatever possible, that biodiversity must be maintained at organic farm. Say for here, I have grown here the intercrops, and this coriander in between the chickpea, coriander in between the vegetable pea, even soya, rice, soya along with the rice. These are very much very much important, very much even fruitful, and very much even this is very much you can say the manage the disease, manage the nutrient, important, manage the nutrient, manage the disease, and manage the insect also, because the coriander is trap crop. If you are taking coriander after 3-4 row of the chickpea, coriander is trap crop, it trap the pod borer. So the biodiversity, whatever possible biodiversity is there, that must be maintained at organic farming. Only one crop or one system should not be taken. And promote the rhizosphere activity. Whatever these things is possible, the rhizosphere activity that is very much important in the organic production system. So the rhizosphere activity must be increased, must be maintained. So by using the compost, by using the microbes, by using whatever the things are there, even if rice is there, so alternate wetting and drying, making the conovidal, making the oxidization. So oxidation process, oxidization, not oxidization, oxidation. So that's improve the rhizosphere activity. So that can be very much helpful in the organic production system. Then if we talk about the organic weed management, choose the vigorous locally adapted variety, the variety which is locally adapted, high quality seed. And this I have taken the photograph. I went to Indonesia, I have taken photograph. Whole vegetable are being grown on these mulches. And if you are, and these mulches are the repellent type of mulches. If you see here, the only plants are there, there will be no weed, one thing. Another thing, water saving will be there. Only will utilize only 25% of the water. Another thing, this is through the mulching, if the organic nutrients are there, and if not much rotted compost is there, the compost will get very decomposed very fast here due to the rising the temperature. So this is also one of the way to maintain the weeds, and the several other benefits are also there. Another way of the weed management is tail bed system. Sesbania work as a smoothing crop. If the Sesbania incorporation is there, that will manage the, up to some extent, that will manage the weeds. Good puddling for the rice, field preparation, cropping system, mechanical weeding, that is the very good source of weed management in organic field or organic crops. Then in terms of disease, if you see the several micronutrient based disease are there, say for the Khaira disease in rice, whiptail in the mustard. So and the micronutrient deficiency should not be there. And if we are using or we are managing organically, so micronutrient deficiency will not be there, because I have observed at our field this, if you see the iron, manganese, zinc, copper, their content availability available these micronutrients that is increases in the organic field. And I have even taken a organic DSR, direct seeded rice. In the direct seeded rice, it's a general phenomena is there, iron and complex deficiency of iron and zinc is there. But I could not find any deficiency in the direct seeded rice in organic production system due to of the micronutrient availability. Then the organic matter mediated several disease suppression systems are also there. Induce the systemic resistance, antibiosis, microbiostatistics, so destruction of pathogen, all these things, and competition for the root infections, all these things, this is the organic matter mediated disease suppression system is there. So that means if we are able to increase the we are able to increase the organic matter content, so disease infestation will be less in organic production system. Then if any time if the foliar always this use for the disease control, foliar and soil application of Pseudomonas fluorescens, trichoderma, their seed, soil and foliar application must be there, because direct killing system is not there in organic production system. Only management precautionary measures are there. Drain out the water, whatever, if any time insect or disease management, insect or disease infestation is there. Then this for insect management, the soil amendments are there, cakes are there. They are very much responsible for the this nematode management. They are also responsible for the termite management. Then the summer plowing is, as everybody knows. Then the pheromone trap. These all are the management system, and the spraying of cow urine fortified with the neem leaf. This is very unique thing is that if we are spraying even 15 days interval, we will be able to control the almost all the insects in almost all the crops. Then it's okay, I'm audible. Hello?
Audible, Doctor, audible.
ठीक है, बीच बीच में बोलते रहिए तेरा whenever I used to present before some time, initially organic, so people used to ask whether organic is sustainable or not. So it's my whole experience. I will go through the organic is very much sustainable. Sustainable in terms of productivity. Initial, if you see the basmati rice, actually most of the research is basmati rice. So if you see the initial productivity is less, but later on it is higher than the conventional system. 2-3 years was less, otherwise later on it is. But if we are taking the pulses, there will be no productivity loss. Productivity will be maintained or higher in organic production system. So as per my experience of more than 10 years, so we see the system productivity is almost equal, but the net return profitability is higher due to, because we have decided at least 25% more premium price should be there to the organic produce. If the farmer is getting 5% more premium, so the organic produce will be always remunerated. So economically, this will be feasible. Productivity wise, this will be sustainable. Then the soil organic matter, the bulk density is less, up to the 60 centimeter. Then the organic matter is higher. As I told, the organic matter mediated disease suppression system is there built up in organic soil. So this organic matter is higher, and the carbon sequestration is also there in an organic soil. Then the water, if we see how it is sustainable in the water reduction of water use or water productivity. So organic field that is having high water holding capacity, even if you see, if you go for the references, several references, lakhs and lakhs references will be there, that wherever organic matter will increase, water holding capacity will increase. Last 2-3 years, European Union, they have decided that if we are able to increase 0.1% of the organic matter content into the soil, we will be able to approximate 10 liter of, reserve the 10 liter of water per meter square per year. So if we are able to increase the organic matter content, water holding capacity will be increased. And if the water holding capacity will be increased, that will be sustainable very much under the rain-fed areas. And here, except these two things, here 4 pillars are the organic production system: direct seeded rice, SRI rice. These are, in these, if we see, the irrigation water use efficiency is very high. Because if you see these two photographs, above is the chemical soil, down is the organic soil. In the organic soil, if we are taking the rice, we are not able to, if we are anyhow, we are not able to provide the irrigation water. So the crack formation is there in the chemical soil, and no crack formation is there in the organic soil. That's our experience. So that's why water holding capacity is more, and due to more water holding capacity, this irrigation water productivity, water use efficiency is high. Then the macronutrient and micronutrient, both availability will be slowly increase if we are using the organic production system, keeping in mind the fortification of the compost, keeping in mind CN ratio of the compost. If you are using always higher CN ratio, so the 2/3 carbon will loss, go to the environment. 1/3 carbon will be responsible for the carbon buildup. But whatever carbon is there, the microbes will take, and the net availability of nutrient, that will be reduced. So if keeping in mind the CN ratio, if you are managing the CN ratio, so micronutrient status will also be increased. Then the bacterial population, enzymatic activity, all these are increased. Not only that, I have just, we have analyzed 1 week before, though the data has not been summarized yet, we have observed, due to the help of one of the microbiologists, very senior microbiologist, Dr. Rita Goel is there. So she has a genomic level study she has done in the organic and inorganic soil. So functional group, whatever functional groups are there, say for the these cellulitic bacteria, say for the trichoderm, say for the pseudomonas, all these functional groups, their population increases in organic soil as compared to the inorganic soil. If we see the food quality, so food quality, we have seen in the basmati rice that increases organoleptic, aroma, appearances, texture, taste, overall acceptability is more. So the quality wise, this is also sustainable. Not only that, iron content, there are the several treatment of organics. Last one is inorganic. Iron content is also increased. And the zinc deficiency, due to the zinc deficiency, several diseases are being there in the human being. So the zinc content in the basmati rice, that is hulled and milled rice, both rice, this zinc content has also increased. Then the antioxidants, flavonoids, several antioxidants are there. The superoxide dismutase, flavonoids, several antioxidants are there. In the organic soil, the top one is the green manure and FOIM. So wherever this organic application is there, so these antioxidants, they protect the plant from the self-defense system, induce the self-defense system in the plant. They protect the plant from diseases, from the cancerous diseases, and they also protect the human being from the cancerous diseases if the organic produce they are eating, this type of produce they are eating. Then the likewise catalase, all these, that was higher. Then I have calculated energy utilization. Energy utilization is in the rice wheat system. It's a less. There was one reference in the Indian Journal of Agronomy on behalf of that. Why it's less? Because there is only one example. If organic soil is there, one pass of harrowing or two pass of harrowing is sufficient. Then even after puddled rice, and if inorganic soil is there, minimum 5 harrowing is required. So this is one example. Other several examples are there. So the diesel consumption is very less. It's less than half. So if 1 liter of diesel, that's also emit I think 3 kg of carbon dioxide. So it's also energy utilization as well as the ecology point of view. It's a very much beneficial. Not only that, we have also analyzed the GST, greenhouse gases. The methane fluxes is initially, if you are initially doing our organic, then the methane fluxes is, even if you are adding the green manure, the methane fluxes is more, methane emission is more. But simultaneously, we see the carbon bursting or carbon cycle. So the green manure is very fast carbon sequester crop. Within the 60 days or within the 50 days, it produces 30 ton of biomass, green biomass. So if the carbon bursting will be there, it will be always positive. Otherwise, later on, after 2-3 years, so methane fluxes also reduces. And we have one of the student, as Dr. mentioned in my biodata, he has done he was from the ETH University, Zurich, Switzerland. He does his master's research under me. So he at later stage, after 10 years of continuous organic production system, so even methane flux was also less, he has estimated. Then he mailed me, that's up, this is beyond the reference. Methane emission is far less. Then I told him, and it's the experience of also at the field, experience of also farmers field, that whenever we are continuously using organics, so the soil will not be much reduced condition. Until the 1 week, if the soil is not reduced condition, methane emission will not, methogenic bacteria will not be developed. So in the organic soil, continuous oxidations are being maintained even in the rice field. So that's why methane emission will not. And though that is in our inorganic chemical field, the continuous flooding and water stagnation is there. Soil goes to the reduced zone, and the methane emissions is also have. Nitrous oxide emission, always there are the several references, lakhs and lakhs references are there. The nitrous oxide emission will be more wherever you are using the urea. So I have this has been calculated into global warming potential, carbon dioxide equivalent. So the chemical continuous submergence or chemical system, this is more global warming potential as compared. All these 4 pillars are, this is the organic system. Then as far as farmers field, only I will take 2-3 minutes. So organic production, farmers say that this the revenue generation, total revenue generation is more total cost, because farmer don't use their family labor cost and the compost making cost. So margins are more, and this is the average of 2,500 farmers. And the margins are more and more remunerative organic production system because in 2012, 2013, 14, 15, 16, all, if you see the plus 63% premium price to the plus 138% premium price. So that's why the organic is remunerative also. Besides all these things, some challenges are also there. Fear to less productivity in the initial year, scientific validation, because it's a totally scientific based. It's not only experience plus scientific based, because organic expertise are very less. Those who are doing organic, sometimes they are also not knowing organic. Those who are not doing organic, they are also not knowing organic. And sometimes those who are not knowing organic, they are also speaking against the organic. And sometimes they are doing organic, they definitely they will speak in favor of the organic. So several overseas, they have visited several countries. They have visited to our farm. Honorable Prime Minister of Nepal, he has also visited our organic field. I have visited several countries. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Dr. DK widely elaborated the efficient input management for organic farming in present scenario. He did a really excellent work and presented before us. Right from the present scenario of organic farming, its objective, fortification of compounds, and as well as the integrated sources of organics compared to the single source alone. He also spoke about the nutrient, weed, disease, input management along with the food quality. In great. Now we have another speaker with us, and we are very privileged to have Dr. DK Singh with us. He will speak about the precision nutrient management under different cropping systems. First of all, let me introduce sir. Dr. DK Singh ji did his PhD from Govind Vallabh Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Muzaffarnagar. He is head division of agronomy at IARI as well as joint director of Sanction. He made the valuable contribution in the area of soil fertility appraisal and soil health restoration through site-specific nutrient management. Dr. Singh has standardized conservation agricultural practices for improving soil health, nutrient, and water use efficiency. For his pioneering research work in the field of precision nutrient management, he got recognized as ICR National Fellow 2011-15. Dr. Singh has published more than 100 peer-reviewed research publications, 8 books, 12 research bulletins, 18 book chapters. Besides this, he also published his work in popular languages for the benefit of stakeholders. He is also the expert members in the number of institutions. He possesses an illustrious academic record with several awards and distinctions. There is a long list in the name of him. He was conferred upon 12 awards. Out of these, the important ones are NAS Young Scientist Award, NAS Associate, Sukumar Basu Award of IRI, P.S. Deshmukh Young Agronomist Award of ISA, and also he was conferred upon 5 fellowships in which ICR National Fellow, National Academy of Agricultural Sciences, Fellow Indian Society of Agronomy, and Fellow ISNS, SEE Fellow 2018. He is a very sincere and young man and also the kind person. Now, I invite Dr. DK Singh ji for his deliberation on precision nutrient management under different.
Okay, thank you. I'm audible? Hello? I'm audible to
Yes,
all
sir.
of
Yes,
you?
sir. You are very much audible.
Okay. So, first of all, I thanks to my friend, Dr. Sandeep, Dr. Umbi, for giving me opportunity to interact all of you. I will be sharing some of my work which I did in last 20-22 years. and some of the experiences which I got, how to move towards precision input management. In fact, title was Precision Nutrient Management. Deliberately, I wrote input management. In fact, in field of agriculture, we should not concentrate on one aspect. So whatever I will be discussing, the things are similarly applicable to all the management protocols of crop production. So that's why I kept it input management. But I am being an agronomist and I am focused mainly on nutrient management. So in this lecture, I will be just putting my efforts made for nutrient management and some of the works done in here and abroad also I will be discussing. And these are new dimensions of putting the nutrient management perspective in Indian agriculture. We all know that there are three major components in crop production. First is seed, second is nutrient, and third is water. So seed, most of our clientele are knowing what is the importance of seed, and you might have seen that nutrients is still ignored. People know the relevance of water. They use water many times, excess water, but nutrient part, what is the optimized nutrient requirements, that is almost neglected, and it is very required in Indian perspective. So I will be dividing my uh, presentation in four different aspects. First is what is 4R nutrient stewardship. Then how to develop SSNM recommendation, site-specific nutrient management recommendation. Then site-specific, how we can move from SSNM, because site-specific means individual field, individual area, but how we can move in a larger domain. If you talk about whole Muzaffarnagar district or whole Western UP, what are the options we have by which we can go for nutrient prescription? I will be discussing those also. Then some of the ICT tools which are being developed, that I will also discuss in this lecture. Since in my opinion, the students might have also joined, so I put at this slide. We should know what is significance of nutrient, and the significance of nutrient. The criteria of essentiality of nutrient decides the significance. If you, many of you might have learned, but I'm just reiterating to those criteria, and it itself defined what is the significance of nutrient. First is the deficiency of all elements make it impossible for plant to complete the cycle. That means once we will not supply any element, we all know that 17 nutrients are important, but any is deficient, that plant will not be able to complete the life cycle. Then the second criteria is the deficiency of a specific nutrient or element is in question. Means if one nutrient is deficient, if you are applying another one, then that will not going to supplement that. So that once you apply that particular nutrient, only then you will be able to eliminate that deficiency. And third one is these elements are directly involved in the nutrition of plant. For example, the constituents of essential metabolites are required for action in enzymic system. It means these elements are directly involved in the plant physiological processes, metabolism, and those decide your sink. Sink means your production, either it grain production or whole plant production like sugarcane or wheat or whatever we consume. So the physiological processes all are governed by these elements. So these 17 elements, recently nickel in 1987 added, earlier there were 16. So 16 elements are very essential. What is happening? What is happening at real field situation? Real field situation, we have this kind of challenges, and those are linked with the nutrient management. For example, Land degradation. Land degradation is a major concern. Land degradation, maybe might be knowing water erosion, wind erosion, or degradation by chemical, biochemical, physical, chemical processes like salinization. So those are also affecting our land resources. And apart from this, our land is sinking. So productivity from unit area we have to enhance. So, so this is a major concern. So once we land degradation is there, certainly it's not only soil is lost, our valuable nutrients are also being lost. And once you might have seen in roadside area where new highways are being built or new construction is being, your valuable lands are going, uh, fertile lands are being putting in those infrastructure development. And the another side, the due to excessive use of water or nutrients or other economic practices, the degradation is occurring. So these are the major concern where who directly or indirectly affecting our nutrient management aspect. The another is water. Water, two way we are seeing it's affecting to our nutrient management. One is, once water is not sufficiently applied, then your nutrient translocation and all uptake and processes get affected. The another way is, if you are putting the more than the required nutrient, then that will last through irrigation water towards the ground, towards the deeper root zone or beyond the deeper root zone. The evidence is like nitrate pollution. There are so many reports regarding blue baby disease. Blue baby disease is mostly occurring in the areas where we put excessive urea. What happened? Farmers in general, they apply more than the recommended dose of nutrients, particularly urea, nitrogen, because this is free. And if you are applying more, since this is a highly dynamic nutrient, it get mineralized into nitrate form and which is liable to leach with the irrigation water and goes beyond the root zone. Ultimately, your groundwater get polluted and it get recycled again. Means we used to drink that water, and those ladies, those who are young pregnant ladies, if they are drinking this water, the newly born babies are affecting as blue baby disease. You might have learned this. बच्चा हुआ है, नया है और उसके दिल में छेद है. This is the reason, the cause of the excessive use of urea. So this is another great concern coming from our imbalanced fertilizer application. Since our agriculture is mainly dominating by two nutrients, nitrogen and phosphorus, urea and DAP. So deficiency, because plant take all 16, 17 nutrients. So deficiency of other nutrients are coming day by day. That we call multiple nutrient deficiency. If you go back in 16, there was one nutrient deficient, that is nitrogen. But nowadays, in most of the soil responses, we are getting for 6 nutrients. That is N, nitrogen, phosphorus, potash, sulfur, zinc, and boron. So that is another reason this precision nutrient prescription is required. And ultimately, new challenge that we talked many times, climate change. The climate change is one part, but why it's happening? Climate change, once you are putting, mostly we talk about carbon dioxide, but you see the potential of GHG emission of nitrous oxide is much more than the carbon dioxide. So once we put excess of nitrogen without its proper place and timing, then it get lost in terms of nitrous oxide also, and it's affecting to our global warming potential, and that is a reason for climate change. Now, being a agronomist researcher, I would like to highlight these things. If you go at any research farm, you will find 2-3 things. One is one variety which is reported we call potential yield. Potential means it have maximum yield in the input condition. So which generally our breeder reports, and for that everything is in planting. So that is much higher than the actual yield which we get at our research farm. Many times you might have heard that wheat yield is having 8 ton yield. That is potential yield in a given climate. But if you grow the same wheat variety, you will in your experimental farm at your station, you will get only 10 to 20%, 10% lesser, at least 10% lesser yield. That is we call on station experiment yield. So this kind of 10% 20% gap we see. Then same scientist, if they transmit their technology and develop technology goes to the farmers field by our extensionist researcher, where there we also get lesser yield than which we get at farmers field at our station on research on farm experiments. So there is another gap 10 to 15% between our on-station research and on-farm research. And the another kind of gap we find within a village, you just see in your village, you will find there are the farmers who are getting very high yield in your same village, but there are some other farmers, those who are not getting high yield because of poor management, poor soil supplying capacity. So here the gap 4, I'm not talking about first, second, third. The gap 4 is being addressed under the precision nutrient prescription approach. How to equalize it and how to get maximum attainable yield of a given location or given domain. That is the approach through precision nutrient prescription. Now I will see some of the result. This is all India level 1 experiment. When I was at Modipuram, I was doing this kind of work. I find this kind of yield gap. Simply the once if you are applying recommended dose of NPK over the existing one, there is yield gain of around 2 ton rice field system. Rice 1.4 ton. And if you put deficient micronutrient, for example, sulfur or zinc, you another add 3 to 5 quintal additional yield along with the NPK. So the yield gap between the farmer practice and recommended, one gap is there, recommended NPK I'm just talking. And once you add micronutrient also, you may go for 2.2 or 2.5 ton of additional yield. So this kind of yield gap we perceive in different crops. This either rice system, rice, wheat, maize, wheat, sugarcane. I will discuss sugarcane also later on. So these kind of gaps we find in our research. This is at farmers field research. So why we are talking about precision nutrient management? I told you multiple nutrient deficiency is there. Our factor productivity is declining. Means whatever nutrient we are putting for from 1 kg of nutrient, how much yield gain was there in last 30 years back, we are not going to get equal amount of as of now. We are putting more nutrient. So our factor productivity, that means declining. The reason being, we have started not recycling of our organics. Whatever earlier the approach was recycling of farm manure, applying the growing these legumes in the system, the green manuring during summer. So those approaches we just forgotten, and that's why this kind of multiple nutrient deficiencies are coming. Inappropriate use of organic resources, whatever we have, whatever organics we have, even that we are not proper decomposing, we are not using. That is another reason for this kind of poor soil health. And this is another reason, the increasing dependency on fertilizer. Fertilizer we are Now the farmers are completely dependent on fertilizer nutrient. They are not making the rotational approach, legume inclusion, green manuring, organic recycling, and those are the reason. That's why the soil health is being compromised, and not only soil health, your produce quality, productivity, and economics is also getting depleted over the times. I will not go in detail, but I will just put the precision nutrient management, what it is. It's not only nutrient. I would like to, many people talk this about only fertilizer management. It's management of whole agronomic package. Then you will get response to nutrient. If you are having, for example, in your field you have residue. If you have recycled the residue properly, the precision nutrient management strategy will be different. Organic manure recycling, fertilizer use, irrigation water, that is also very important. And one study I did in Indo-Gangetic Plain, Punjab to West Bengal, I find the only this there are two cropping system: rice wheat and sugarcane wheat. We all know that in sugarcane, farmers are applying around 12 to 15 irrigation. And I quantified the amount of potassium being recycled from irrigation. The amount of potassium in sugarcane, ratoon, and wheat system, I found 110 kg being recycled, which we never accounted for. And that's why the crop grown after ratoon without any nutrient, even for farming better, if you sow in time. So that is also important. Similarly, you might have seen the irrigation water being used from the Ganges canal, upper Gang canal. Wherever you will be applying irrigation water from upper Gang canal, you will find the problem of termite is not there. But once you apply the tubewell water, you will find the problem of termite in Western UP, because the Ganges river have enough sulfur content, and that sulfur content get recycled in the soil. It's not only termite problem in those, the other things like insect pest disease and role of sulfur, what it is in crop production, that also suffice to it. So this is also very important component. So all these factors we keep in the mind. So I would like to just put my earlier slide in this way. This is our yield potential, but we at research far we are getting around 10%, that is yield gap 1. And once you go at your on station research, then you will be at farmers field, another 10 to 15% that reduce in yield, that is called attainable yield. And here farmer is getting actual yield. So our focus is this attainable yield. Attainable yields, you go in a village, see with the best management practices what farmer is getting. That we call attainable yield. So target of precision nutrient prescription is attainable yield. It's not only seed decides the crop production, and there are so many factors. And similarly, nutrient management is also affected by different factors. For example, your soil condition. If you talk about soil, what is the genesis of soil? What kind of topography is there? If it is well level or it is undulated. What is cropping history? Cropping history, once you grow any legume and then it take crop, nutrient requirement will be lesser. So cropping history is also important. Fertilization history. Fertilization history means if you have, there are reports once you have applied phosphorus to previous crop, particularly in wheat season, the rice is not renewed. But if it is applied in sufficient quantity, it is not insufficient, then that is needed. So that is fertilization history is also important. Micronutrient, whatever we are applying, that has to be applied once in a year, not to all the crops. So that is another important. Then resource solubility. Resource means your irrigation water, your other management practices. And these nutrient availability these are the factors by which govern, but also affected between the cropping system. In the Kharif season or in monsoon season, in general, most of the nutrient availability is relatively higher. But same time in winter season, deficiency occurs. So cropping within the cropping season, these gaps occur, and within year also. Within years, because the rainfall, how much we are receiving in a year, that also governs the whole pattern of nutrient availability. So these are also factors by which we deal with the nutrient in precision nutrient prescription. So now I'm coming the another term, that is site specific nutrient management. This is the part of precision nutrient prescription. Many times people talks about SSNM, but they don't know what it is. It's very simple things. Feeding the crops with nutrients as and when needed. That means, for example, take our own example. If we have enough food in our stomach, we don't need any nutrient. But we have not taken any food from morning to till this afternoon, we will requiring more nutrient. So this is the approach which feed the crops with nutrients as means amount, how much needed, and when. What is the real time when we have to apply? That this whole approach depend on this. For this, two things are very important. One is indigenous nutrient supply. Indigenous nutrient supply is how much nutrients coming from your soil, your residue, means whatever residue, either stubble or burn or straw or organics, either manure or any green manure, or that all comes under indigenous nutrient supply. That is one account. And another account is your targeted yield. So I will come to the next how it is being calculated. The another part is so indigenous nutrient supply and your time of fertilizer application. These are two important aspects which deals with the site specific nutrient. And this this approach, in fact, firstly developed by International Rice Research Institute, Philippines, but in India it was researched. Very first research started at Pantnagar. Later on, it got popularized to many places, but Pantnagar was the lead to work on it, and they basically focused on nitrogen. But now the focus for precision nutrient prescription for all deficient nutrients. So I'm just putting, you might have seen this kind of photo or in field. Everybody is using nowadays laser land leveler. Laser leveler, what it is? It's simply leveling the field. But it also has a major role in precision nutrient management. How? Once you have leveled your field with the laser leveler, you will apply the nutrient uniformly throughout the field, because your irrigation will be spread whole field very uniformly, and your nutrient will be available throughout the field uniformly. Before that, you go, your seeding will be done at appropriate depth throughout the field, uniform depth. So from seeding to irrigation to nutrient, and then nutrient availability. Once sufficient moisture is there, sufficient plant population is there, sufficient irrigation water is there, certainly, and nutrient supply is there, certainly your nutrient uptake will improve and farm profitability will improve. So this is the precursor. I generally tell this technology is the precursor of precision nutrient management, and this got started some 20 years back. But the role of this laser leveling is most crucial for any crop production, and very crucial for nutrient management also. Now it's not only fertilizer dose. The nutrient management governs by 4 things. 4R we generally call. Right source. What kind of source you are putting? It varying from crops to crops. So right source is very important. Then right rate. Right rate means right amount. If crop is requiring just 50 kg nitrogen, we should not put 100 kg nitrogen. If crop is requiring high amount of nutrient, we should not apply a suboptimal dose of nutrient. What happened? We don't apply even potassium, a major nutrient. So rate is also important. And then right time. What time nutrient is important? For example, nitrogen we apply in splits, but potassium is also required at the time of reproductive phase because it has a greater role in grain filling. But what is recommendation we generally put? We should apply 100% potassium at the time of sowing. So that sort of things we take care in SSNM approach. And what is the place? Which place we have to apply? Place means whether it should be bended one, whether it should be top dressed one, whether it should be bended plus top dressed 2 to 3 splits, like that. What kind of spraying we have to do? So these 4 R makes SSNM complete nutrient stewardship. And once you anything out of it, if you miss, it have environmental concern. I told in terms of nitrous oxide, economic concern, productivity is get affected, and societal concern is also there. And you might have seen there is one thing is very much popularized in all across the country, that is a soil health card scheme. Many of I visited villages and find the farmers are having the soil health card, but they are not using. The reason being, they are not aware about the significance of soil health card. And that is also a part of, I can say, balanced nutrition. But the problem with us in the country, whose country having 14 crore land holding, how much soil testing we can do. So that's why the soil test based approach, which got started some 40 years in 1972 by Dr. Murthy, but not yet popularized among the farmers. The another approach, the plant based approach. Here we go for some indicators, and using those indicators you apply nutrients. In sugarcane it is popular to some extent, but not much popular to other crops. So that's why soil based as such or plant based approach directly could not get much attention among the clientele, among the farmers. That's why the SSNM approaches is what is the hybrid approach, that is plant based as well as soil based. That we are now popularizing, or we are working on it. I would like to put one example of right time. This is a graph of maize crop. This B0, B3 means B means vegetative stage. B0 means where we have just sown the seed. Once you have sown the seed, and generally our recommendation is you apply 1/3 nitrogen, 100% phosphorus, 100% potassium. Is it your crop able to take nutrient by the time, especially nitrogen? Because we know that within 76 hours, whatever nitrogen we are putting, that get mineralized. And once you are putting water or any rain occur or moisture sufficiently available, that will last from the system. So V0, there is no need of nutrient. V3, so we find in case of maize up to 3 leaf stage, if you don't apply nitrogen, it will be not going to affect your productivity. But from B3, a small amount of nutrient required to B6, and then V10, then V12, BT means B-Tesla. So these are the stages where nitrogen. So first thing, we find the right time we should skip the application of nitrogen at the time of sowing, and that gives higher nutrient use efficiency. With a lesser amount of nitrogen, you can get better yield. Again, see the different phases of rice. This picture you might have seen. Once we transplant the rice crop, what happened? A recommendation is you apply nutrient here. There is no need to apply. Many of the farmer, they themselves got evolved and find they are transplanting, but after 10 to 12 days they are applying nutrients. Our researches clearly indicate once you don't apply nutrient, particularly nitrogen, up to 15 days after transplanting, there is no loss on productivity. And you can curtail that amount, or you can shift that amount to another 3 splits, 15 days, then 45 days, then 65 days. Your nutrient use efficiency is increasing. So plant stages are very, very important. This is trilling stage. This is very important. This nursery stage, very minor amount of nitrogen is needed, but zinc is very. So plant growth stages based nutrient application have its significance. I just put my one slide regarding transplanted rice and direct seeded rice. We find 0 to 15 days there is no need of nitrogen. But active tillering, panicle initiation, and heading, these are the important stages where we have to apply. Nitrogen has to apply in active tillering, panicle initiation, and heading, but potassium is required at the time of heading. So we find once you apply 2 splits of potassium, it has better productivity than better efficiency, better grain filling, more luster grain, and better grain quality, even protein content, than applying once at the time of sowing. So 2 split we generally recommend to all the cereal crops. Similarly, in direct seeded rice, which is being popularized, not popular in western part of UP much. So up to 20 days there is no need of nutrient. Our own researches says that up to 20 days no need of application of nutrient, particularly nitrogen. You may apply phosphorus, 50% I told potassium, but you should not apply any grain of urea. And later on 30 days, 40 to 50 days, and around 65 days, once you apply, it has better productivity. So how to determine it? When to apply nitrogen? There are approaches like leaf color chart, very practical example. You go in the field, take 10 leaves, average uppermost leaf, and match it. We got developed recommendation of it. For example, in rice, in wheat or rice, you have to, if you are growing basmati rice, once your reading comes less than 3, then you have to apply 30 kg, 20 kg of nitrogen. Once you are growing any hybrid rice or coarse grain rice, once your reading coming less than 4, you have to apply 30 kg of nitrogen. Once you grow very high yielding variety like 10 ton yield, 9 ton yield, so you have to apply 40 kg nitrogen. Reading should be less than 4. Similarly, in case of wheat, in all the varieties, you go and see this leaf color chart, how this fellow is taking. You just match the leaves, and once reading is less than 4, then you apply the nutrient 40 kg nitrogen. And our result indicated using this approach, we are curtailing 30 to 40 kg of nitrogen. Our recommendation is 120 kg nitrogen. In basmati rice, it is 80 kg nitrogen, but in 80 kg you can save 30 kg of nitrogen. There will not any lodging if you go for this approach. In hybrid rice, high yielding hybrid rice, 150 kg recommendation, you can save 40 kg of nitrogen. So this kind of real time yield management approach can save our nutrients, save our water quality, and enhance the productivity. So this is one approach. The another is this fellow is taking this reading from SPAT. SPAT value, SPAT, we have fixed the SPAT values for different crops. For example, maize, it is 35, rice, it is 32. So using this SPAT value, just take SPAT value. If it is 32, then apply 30 kg of nitrogen. So that is a way to apply nutrient as and when required. The recent approach is this is a green seeker based. In developed country, this is very common. They are just mounting on the tractor and putting nitrogen, particularly in the back of the seat in drums. And once reading comes, they just fixed reading and some algorithm is there inside. And once it matches with the crop demand, then automatically that nutrient goes to the plant. But in Indian condition, I say to begin with, at least we should rely on this leaf color chart use. We can go later on this. Of course, researches are going on, but leaf color chart is quite useful. It can go for rice, wheat, maize, soybean, mustard. So many crops it has been done. Now, what is approach SSNM? In fact, SSNM is for judicious use of all the nutrient resources for sustainable production and profitability. So how we implement it, that I wanted to show in this slide. For example, I told you go at a farmer field and establish SSNM approach there. How you will do? Go in a village and see what is the potential yield, attainable yield of that village. You will find a farmer might be getting 4-5 ton yield, another is getting 7 ton yield, another is giving 8 ton yield. So in that particular village, whatever is maximum yield being achieved by the farmer, that we call attainable yield. And we set that our yield target. It may be your farmer might be getting 5 ton only, but you can set yield target 8 ton because in the same village another farmer is getting. And then the another is you see the what is the existing nutrient supply capacity. Existing nutrient supply means how much the FOM they are putting, what is contribution from soil, what is contribution from manure, what is from irrigation water. So you will not able to assess. Of course, as a scientist, you can analyze it, but we have developed some things how you can assess the existing nutrient supplying capacity. So this much is there already with the farmer approach. This is target. So to attain this target, how much nutrient we have to apply, that should come from fertilizers. This is in nutshell, this is site specific nutrient management. So another example I am putting, I'm putting, this is our indigenous nutrient supplying capacity. This is nutrient target which we have to put for maximizing, attaining the maximum yield. So this much we have to apply through chemical fertilizer. These are some steps I have already explained. First you establish target, then yield response, then NPK use. I would like not to go because time is also scarce. But this is one of the means by which you can assess the indigenous nutrient supplying capacity. In a particular location, you can put these 4 strip small plot, 5x2 or 5x4 plot. You just select. In one plot you put all NPK, recommended NPK. The another only PK, then NK, then NP. So this minus N, minus P, minus K plot will have different kind of response behavior. And this response behavior gives you idea of your indigenous nutrient supplying capacity. So the difference between these two is you have to apply through fertilizer. So how you will use, for example, this is our potential yield. we can attain 10 ton of yield, for example, and once we apply NPK, we are getting 10 ton yield. Once you apply only PK, no nitrogen, then we are getting 5 ton yield. So difference is 5 ton. So from 5 to 10 ton, how much nutrient we have applied? We have applied 200 kg of nitrogen. This is just example. So we can work out the agronomic efficiency, how much yield increase per kg of nutrient applied. For example, here we have taken 10 ton in NPK applied and without N 5 ton. So actual yield gain is 5 ton. 5 ton means 500 kg grain with 200 kg of nitrogen. So per kg of nitrogen, we can get 25 kg of grain. So this way you can work out the agronomic efficiency for nitrogen, agronomic efficiency for phosphorus, agronomic efficiency for potash, and using this formula. So because those are just assumption, but this formula, once you put grain yield, whatever targeted yield in your place or village, and what you are getting in minus and plot, applying that agronomic efficiency. For example, 25 we got assessed, that is nitrogen efficiency. We can work out the actual requirement of nutrient. For example, here our target is 7 ton. Farmer is getting 4 ton. Agronomic efficiency is 25 kg per kg of nutrient. So from this equation, you can get 120 kg nitrogen required from moving 4 ton to 7 ton. And you will achieve this yield. Similarly, phosphorus, potash. So these are some normal assumption, 40 to 50 kg nitrogen per hectare per ton, grain yield 20 kg. This kind of assumptions we have already developed. Using that, we can specifically give the precision nutrient prescription. And these are some results we got, almost 80 to 100% more yield, means almost double yield. For example, Ludhiana and Modipuram, the average productivity was 9 ton, we got up to 17, 18 ton. So this kind of production you can attain if you go for this kind of SSM approach. Now, but the question is how this technology can be used for the larger domain. So some of the work we are doing and some done, that is the GIS and remote sensing approach. And GIS remote sensing approach, again, the soil supplying capacity, some whatever soil health card you have, our government has prepared, that is the basis of these things. So those information we are putting in the GIS, Geographical Information System, and we are developing the homogeneous management zone for nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, or any input. And these are the some use of our remote sensing, means what kind of crop being taken. This is for whole whole upper Gangetic plain. But for a village, for a district, for a taluka or a block, you can do like this. Remote sensing data is freely available on site. From using those data, one can develop the for individual field what kind of crop pattern being followed, and overlaying these are the homogeneous management zones. How much nutrient being supplied through water, through soil. These zones we got developed, and overlaying these zones, we can develop the specific zone, which kind of production nutrient management technology we have to adopt. And we got developed one equation also that we call SSM equation. Here we take targeted yield, then multiplied by RIE. RIE means reciprocal internal efficiency. The reciprocal internal efficiency is for a ton of grain production, how much nutrient is required. In rice, we worked out 22 kg nitrogen, 2.6 kg or 3 kg phosphorus, and 18 kg P2O5. Similarly, in wheat, 24 kg nitrogen, 21 kg potassium, and 2.6 kg phosphorus. This kind of indigenous nutrient supplying capacity has been worked out, and for other crops also we got worked out. So multiplying those RI, for example, earlier I showed 7 ton was target. So 7 ton multiplied by this RI, you can work out the total nutrient demand. And from total nutrient demand, how much coming from your indigenous nutrient supplying capacity, I told you those are the sources we also accounted for. And those once you minus that from total nutrient requirement to indigenous nutrient supply, you can work out the actual nutrient requirement. And this approach I tested in sugar mill areas of Western UP, several sugar mill, but just I'm putting Kinoni and Mohiddinpur. And you see this much yield gain was there. Means SSNM, the highest tower with the SSNM, 41.5% yield gain. We are, because here in SSNM, we applied not only NPK, and the yield along with yield, because that time variety was 8432, 8432. So that was needing sulfur, zinc, and boron also. Once you apply those nutrients, your 40 to 50% yield gain can be achieved. So this kind of result we got at farmers' field. It is conducted with the different sugar mill. To further simplify it, we got developed one nutrient expert system with the another international organization, and this system asks few questions, 4 or 5 questions, sometimes 7 questions, sometimes 10 questions, depending on the different module related to farming practice, and it compute what is nutrient required for your particular field. So this kind of decision support tool can be used for making more precise nutrient prescription at farmers' field. These are some results. I will not go. This is from different approaches, but there is a lot of saving, particularly phosphorus nutrient is saved in a large quantity once you apply through these decision support tools like nutrient experts. I will put some of the schemes, government schemes, which are focusing towards making more precise or balanced nutrition. One I already discussed. Soil health card in 2015-16, 200 crore was government is spent. Now 1400 crore rupees have already spent on it. Then soil health management scheme in MSA. Because I am just putting these are the scheme which is being implemented. They are supporting for this kind of research also. Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana, inclusion of organic fertilizer, biofertilizer. It's not only in fertilizer management. For all the approaches, the ultimate game for Government of India, different ministry, to make more sustainable crop production. And different incentivization is also being done by schemes of Department of Agriculture, DAC, NFSM, MIDH, NMSA, RKVY. They are also supporting for this kind of. And in the last, just I wanted to put, there is one machine that is called PUSA STFR, soil testing fertilizer recommendation machine. Any graduate or simply 12 pass science student or agriculture student, it's costing 80,000 rupees, can use it. They can get trained within 1 or 2 days. And in your village, you can just test all the nutrients. As of now, 12 parameters, including pH, EC, organic carbon, and 12 other phosphorus, potash, zinc, sulfur, boron, manganese, copper, iron, all those being analyzed from this mini kit. We call PUSA mini kit also, fertilizer recommendation mini kit. And once you have fairly good idea about your soil, certainly it will, your management will move towards the nutrient balanced nutrition, and applying the approaches like nutrient expert, which I have already mentioned, you can make your production more and more field specific, site specific, and that will be real term precision nutrient prescription in Indian perspective. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Uh, we have received a valuable information as well as this lecture was very precious given by our eminent speaker, Dr. V.K. Singh ji. Really, we all have upgraded our knowledge. The latest development in field of precision nutrient management have been discussed in detail. And we also learned that not only the soil-based approach, but if we mix it with plant-based approach, then this will be the hybrid approach. And Dr. Saab is advocating for popularizing this technology and this work, and this is working. LCC SPAD or optical sensors can also save 30 to 40 kg nitrogen in real-time nutrient management. These findings shall help in making future course of action for young researchers and advocacy to farmers if correctly, then certainly the yield shall be increased with saving of nitrogen, with safeguarding of soil and environmental health. Thank you, Dr. For
Thank you. Namaskar.
we feel obliged that you save value time for giving the valuable information. Now I invite uh, Dr. Ombir Singh ji, our organizing secretary, for extending the vote of thanks. Dr. Ombir Singh ji, now over to you, sir. On karo.
Thank you, Dr. Sandeep ji. I am Umbir Singh, Department of Agronomy, Associate Professor. It is my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, on behalf of CCR PG College, Department of Agronomy, and entire organizing team, would like to extend a very healthy vote of thanks to all speakers for gracing this occasion and enlightening all of us. First of all, I would like thanks to Dr. V.K. Singh ji, Head Department of Agronomy, Joint Director Extension IRI, for taking out time from his busy schedule and addressing us with your knowledge and deep understanding of the subject like precision nutrient management. Thank you, Dr. Singh Saab. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for Dr. D.K. Singh, Professor, Department of Agronomy and Chief Farm Manager, G.V. Pant University, Pantnagar, for his session on efficient input management for organic farming. Indeed, it was very informative and useful session. Further, we are truly grateful to Dr. A.K. Singh, Principal Scientist, ICR Research Complex for Eastern Region, Patna, for giving an excellent coverage on very important topic, improving agriculture water productivity through efficient management. I am hopeful that the precious knowledge that of our guest speakers shared with us will definitely help all of us. Once again, I would like to thank you all the guest speaker for enlightening us. I would like to express our gratitude and sincere thanks to our principal sir, Dr. N.K. Malik Saab, for providing us this opportunity to organize this webinar. I want to thank you, my senior Dr. Sandeep Kumar and convener of this program, and for organizing this, meticulously planning this program. Last but not least, I would like to offer my sincere thanks to all participants, particularly our students who joined us today and patiently listen to all the speakers. Thank you one and all